What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Man, that felt kind of good. Been a while since I said it, and I explained that in my previous video, but man, today is gonna be a little bit kind of crazy, you know. I don't even know what to call this video. Tumbao, melody, funk, pattern, motion, picture. I don't know what to call it, but I know it's gonna be crazy, and I know you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. So let's get into this video. Welcome to Percussion Life. My name is Eric Perez. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, hit that bell button just to be notified when I make these videos. It's going to be kind of intense. And to all my day ones, man, thank you so much for all the love, all the support, all the comments you said in the previous video, man. And thank you for understanding. And it's time to get back on the grind, y'all. It's time to make these videos. Make it a thing, and today's video is gonna be a sweet one. This is gonna be a Tumbao funk kind of variation. Sounds similar to this one. It's not that one, y'all. I'll put that video down below, but it's not that one. This is really meant for, I would say, when a funk song has a little bit too much Latin in it, you know, a little bit Latin feel, some tumbaos in there, and you're trying to figure out how to fit in with the drummer or trying to fit in with the feel of the song. And I think this is going to be a good one where you could kind of transition in and out. And I'm going to try to break it down very simply. And it's going to be in very kind of, I would say, different ways we could express ourselves in this pattern. But I will also reveal where this feel came from as well. And that's going to be towards the end of the video. But yeah, let me show you this pattern and then break it down for y'all. Yeah, got some explaining to do, a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, let me show you what I'm doing. So like I mentioned, it's a very, very melodic pattern, a very free pattern, a pattern that I believe you could really ad-lib, go in and out, and express yourself a little bit more. And I think that you're gonna make this pattern your own if you really start to kind of embrace it. And like I mentioned, it's very different from the pattern that I've played before, where that one's very, I would say, a little bit more locked in, a little bit funky. This, I think you can use in even some Tumbaos, I believe. Like, I believe you could really kind of just express yourself more, a little bit more freely. But yeah, let me kind of show you first the bass pattern, I would say, to help you kind of grow into this pattern and help you kind of be able to express yourself from there on. And then I'll show the other variations of it. So I'm playing this pattern with 2 tumbas and a conga. And I started off with the tumba on my dominant side, and I'm going to do 2 opens on the tumba, then 1 open on the tumba to my non-dominant side with my non-dominant hand. And then I'm doing 2 opens kind of accented with my dominant hand on the conga. So it's gonna sound like this. So normally I would explain the next part, which is actually gonna go into like the ghost notes and the slaps and all of that. But I want you to kind of internalize the feel of this pattern, because I think that's where you're gonna kind of understand more how to play a little bit more freely with this pattern. So after that, the next most obvious portion after that is going to be two opens with your dominant hand. So it's going to sound like this. So putting that feel together, it's going to be like this. So that's the feel. That's the feel right there. And then whenever I want to switch it up, rather than doing the two opens on the tumba, I actually do one open and then move another open here. So it's going to be one open, two opens, then the same accented opens in the middle, and the same last two opens. So it would sound like this. And then if I'm not going to do that variation, I'm not going to do that portion, what I'm actually going to do is just an open here, kind of hesitant, and doing another open here, then going back to either doing those two accented opens here, and rather than finishing with two opens, I do with one. So it would sound like this. So putting all those three together, it would sound like this. I know, y'all, this is a different take, a different approach to try to learn, but I believe that if you get just that feel down right, all those little accents and ghost notes and slaps are just extras and just extra expressions of what you're trying to accomplish. And I think if you figure just the melody part first, everything else will kind of fall into place. So to kind of remind you what that sounds like, it's going to be like this. Yeah, very, very simple. Now to kind of show you the accents that go in between. So if we're going just based off the first pattern, it's going to sound like this. But what we're actually going to start to do is incorporate ghost notes. So the first ghost note actually comes in between that last open. So it's going to sound like this. Did you see that? That little ghost note right there is what's going to start to help you propel to get into the other accents. After doing that open, what follows is going to be a bass finger close slap finger. And that part right there is what actually sets up the two opens that actually end the whole melody. So it's going to sound like this. So to put that together, it's going to sound like this. Crazy, right? Again, those little accents right there just completely change the feel. But after doing those two opens, you're going to be doing some slaps again. And what you're actually going to do is repeat that. Yeah, repeat that. You're going to do another bass finger close slap finger to do the two opens. So in actuality, what you're doing is this. Crazy. But that last two opens, you're putting them right here. And that's what kind of starts the whole pattern again. So it should sound like this. This ending part should sound like this. Yeah, and then you start the whole pattern all over again. So to play the whole pattern through until the very end, it's going to sound like this. Crazy. Now to kind of play it all the way through, very slowly, counting it, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, it's crazy when you start adding these accents how much more this pattern becomes. But if you understood the melody, you would also understand if we're just applying these accents to this second variation, not much has changed, even though the feel or melody changes, but the accents don't change, because all you're doing is you're still gonna start the pattern off here, but you move the open that you would normally do here over here. So it's one open and two opens versus two opens and one open. So the timing is still the same, which means the feeling is still the same. So to play that part, it's gonna sound like this. Yeah, now what about that third one? Because that third one that I played is kind of difficult, because all you're doing is this, if y'all remember the melody. Yeah, very different. And yeah, let's kind of explain that, because now this one, you're gonna add a little bit more ghost notes, but the slaps and maybe how you're gonna change your hand, maybe that last hand is gonna be with your non-dominant hand. But again, that feel doesn't change. The melody does, but not so much the feel. So let's kind of break that one down. And for this one, again, pay attention to the ghost notes that I'm going to do. I'm first going to show you how it sounds with the accents, so then we can actually break it down a little bit easier with the melody. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the craziness. So you got to think about the timing of these notes and how the melody is kind of playing out, rather than da 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 da. You're doing da 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 da. Same amount of time to complete that melody, but the spacing in between notes is different, so the expression may seem different, but the notes are the same. So what I'm going to do is you're going to start seeing my ghost notes or little fingertip taps be a little bit more expressive on this one. So what I start with one open on the tumba with my dominant hand, one open on the tumba with my non-dominant hand, and then I'm going to start doing ghost notes before actually doing the two accented opens. So it's a ghost note, accented open, ghost note, accented open. So it's gonna sound like this. And I think I'm just adding that ghost note just because I want to feel a little bit more comfortable. So I don't think it just adds any value or anything. So if you don't do it or don't feel comfortable doing it, it's okay. So after doing that open with my dominant hand, I'm going to do the same thing again. It's bass finger, close slap, finger. But what I would normally do is two opens. But in this case, I'm actually going to do a finger, then an open with my non-dominant hand. So it's going to sound like this. So to put that together, it's going to sound like this. And I think that finger that I'm doing with my dominant hand actually helps me feel out the accent with that last open. And then to kind of end the pattern and then go to the next accent and kind of feel that way, I actually start with the ghost note with my dominant hand, and then I do bass, finger, close slap, finger, go to the open to start the pattern again. So it would sound like this. That way. Very simple transition to start the pattern all over again. So to play the pattern all the way through, it's gonna sound like this. Yeah, craziness, man. Craziness. Love that feel. I think that if you're playing some Latin funk, in a sense, I think this can add a lot of value to your pattern. And the way I got it, I've been hearing a lot of salsas where it's just really just one single open and people groove. And I think that when you kind of incorporate it with funk, I think it would sound great. So when I heard stuff like yeah, I've heard stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo, that sounds so cool. I would love to try something like that in like some Latin funk. And that's where that inspiration came from. But yeah, try it out, practice it, take your time. And I think that if you're able to start to express yourself in a certain way, I think you'll make this pattern your own, and I think it will work out where you're able to play a little bit more freely. And as well, it's just meant for like sections of a song. It's not meant for you to just play like that the whole song. Don't get fired, y'all. Don't get fired. But all right, y'all, please let me know what you guys think. Take your time, practice, comment down below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.